Hi everyone, my name is Sydney and today I'm going to be discussing The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I really enjoyed reading this book because within this isolation, my friend Zoe and we were talking about books, and she was saying to me that why don't we read a book together during this time? If you have friends that love to read as well, I think it's really nice, especially during this time, to gather your squad and do a little like book club kind of thing. I think it's really fun, and it's the main reason why I love doing these videos, because it just gets me really excited because I get to discuss it and share with you how I felt towards certain things. So we follow the protagonist Offred, and her main role is to breed. So within this society, as a handmaid, you get assigned to an official or commander in order to fall pregnant for the commander and his wife. So what I really enjoyed within this book was how Margaret Atwood was able to give us a comparison between both sexes, and also how she drew parallels towards history. If you haven't read this book, please go read it, come back, and then we can talk. So I think I'm gonna go into the spoilery section because I want to discuss. So here we go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go straight off the bat and let's go towards the issue. So my issue with this book was I was not satisfied at all with the ending. And I don't know if I'm the only one who feels that way. For me, it was the biggest letdown of this book, because throughout reading this book, it is so intriguing and the book is fucking awesome. Margaret Atwood is an incredible writer. You can feel everything within the room. You feel as if you are the handmaid, and it's sickening, it's disgusting. I felt like within the last maybe 50 pages, it felt like we were finally getting somewhere and we were about to be given answers or a bit more action or some kind of rebellion. And there may have been a taste of the rebellion, but the questions were all left unanswered. Yes, within finishing this book, I found out there's another book called The Testaments. Like, maybe I'll read it, but I personally think this can just be one book, and it should just be one book because the theme itself is so strong that a standalone book should be enough. So yeah, I was very disappointed in that. But putting that aside, something I really liked about this book was it did bounce around towards Offred's past before being a handmaid. So for example, her relationship with Luke, her having a daughter and her daughter being taken away from her. I felt like it was a really sad part of the story, but really incredible to see change within her, of having to uphold a front, to have to fuck someone. She has to literally be lying down on top of the wife who's above her holding her hands, as the commander is on the downstairs area. It was really interesting reading this book because Offred makes you see the perspective from all characters. So for example, saying, is it worse for me or is it more worse for the wife? It's awful for both of them because it's a stripping back of freedom. And I think that's the other big theme, the question of what is freedom. So we go back in time and we find out that she was in love with a guy called Luke, and then we get to know a little bit about Nick, who is in the present. And I honestly found his character just kind of bland. Like, she ended up fucking him on the side, but that whole, like, I don't know how she wasn't caught in doing that. And also the fact that the commander was asking her late at night to come to his office was also another thing that made me question, how did she not get caught? And obviously at the end she got caught for something, but we never found out what exactly she got caught for. So something that I loved about this book, and I kind of talked about it at the beginning of this video, was the comparison of sexes. So I thought it was really interesting highlighting how men can hold superiority, how women, as we grow, we are learning how to reclaim our bodies. And I think within society that is a huge thing, because a lot of things for women are considered taboo. I think as we grow, we really learn the meaning behind what acceptance is, and how acceptance does involve self-love. It does involve acceptance of you not being able to change your body because this is what you've been given. And I think like a lot of mental health stems from wanting to be something you're not. Another theme I really liked within this book was how she talked about the fear in love, that when you are in love with someone, when you're with someone, there are so many unknown properties within it. And in many ways it can feel like a game because, as I said before, you are living in your own world, and there will always be fear involved of abandonment. Oh my god, I can't believe that I, whilst reading this book, had no idea of this fact. We meet different handmaids and their names are like Offred, Offglen, right, as examples. And I can't believe that I did not know this the whole way whilst reading this book. I found this out at the end, that it is a combination of the commander and their name, like officer or official Glenn, officer official Fred. Oh my god. So yeah, I think that's all I really wanted to talk about. I personally loved reading this book, but I was really disappointed with the end, which made the book as a whole just feel really long. There was such a build-up of tension, and then the build-up was just, it's still there. Yes, there's another book, but I don't want there to be another book. I wanted this to be it, you know what I mean? I need to watch the show now because I've heard amazing things about the show, so I'll have to do that. But yeah, please share with me your thoughts because I'd love to hear if you're on the same page as me, where you're in this limbo of liking it but also disliking it for many reasons. So yeah, that was my review on The Handmaid's Tale. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you super soon. So as usual, bye!